Hello Sofa Squad. So today we're going to be talking about some case updates, some trial updates, and a few cases that have been ongoing, and we're just going to see where that goes. Now y'all, each of these people could be contenders for the worst spouse, the worst parent, probably of the damn century. But we are going to sit here and talk about when we can start to see the wheels of justice go in their cases and what might be the outcome. First up on the horrifying parents list is Megan Boswell. Now remember, Megan Boswell is the mother of little baby Evelyn. Baby Evelyn went missing in February of last year, and soon thereafter her remains were found on a family member's property. Now, there was so much more to that case, y'all. Oh my god, I mean, she threw her mother under the bus, her mother's boyfriend under the bus, mother got banned from Walmart. I mean, it ain't looking good on that family tree. Now, Megan recently appeared via Zoom for a hearing, and the Sullivan County District Attorney was like, look, we've, decided what we're going to do, what we're going to pursue with this case. Now, the District Attorney said, you know what, the highest penalty is going to be off the table. We are not going to be seeking the, how do I say this, the end of life sentence. They are going to pursue a life without parole, and this is in the event that she is found guilty. We will soon hopefully be hearing like what exact evidence is lined up against her, but I can tell you it's not looking good from what we know. Now, if you're wondering how does someone like this get, the end of the life sentence taken off the table, well, they let us know because I'm sure many of us were curious. They said this was basically prior decisions by the Tennessee Supreme Court, and, Megan is 18 years old. Obviously, the baby was, beneath 12 years of age, and so when you have a situation like that, they said, and the 18-year-old doesn't have like any priors or anything like that, and there's only one aggravating incident in it, they said that what it becomes is it's like a disproportionate sentence, and so it's just, it doesn't carry the weight of that, and so they're going to get a better conviction, and I guess they're like, look, we know this isn't going to hold water if we try and go with that, so I get it, okay, cool, we'll see what comes of it. Now, Megan did speak in this hearing, very little, but she did speak. She was like, yes, Judge, me and my attorney, we've worked through our differences, I'm fine with him representing me. Now, she faces like 19 charges, and of course she's pled not guilty to these, so we're just going to see what comes of it. Now, let's continue on, and let's talk about another really crappy parent, this time a father. Now we're going to be speaking about Anthony Todt. This is a gentleman from Florida, and he took out his wife and 3 children, and to top it all off, the family dog named Breezy. Now, this took place in the town of Celebration, Florida. This was, like a Disney town at one point. It was like a kind of a concept place, whatever, it looks like, or did at one point, the happiest place on earth. Very Florida, very Disney, very that. So this took place, it was believed to have happened in December of 2019. Now, federal agents have been kind of watching him. He had a little insurance fraud thing going on, embezzlement thing, and so they have been watching him, and they go to this house to serve a warrant. Well, they had no idea what they were walking into. So they find this grisly scene, they find the victims in there, the dog, and Todd obviously arrested him. Now again, this is another case that the ultimate sentence, the end of life sentence, was taken off the table as an option. Now the state attorney, her name is Aramis Ayala, I hope I'm not butchering that, but she gave a statement kind of saying like, look, this is why I was doing this, and we'll see what the new incoming state attorney says, but basically she was saying, you know what, after looking over this isn't going to be a great case to pursue the death penalty because of mental health issues and things of that nature. Now, the new incoming people are going to look over the committee that kind of decided that and whatnot. So we'll see if that holds water. He's not out of the clear yet. Now, another thing that's interesting about his case is his own father had, obviously way back when, he had hired someone, actually a former disabled student, to attempt to take his wife out, Anthony Todt's mother. And so I'm just like, wow, this family's a real winner. They don't fall far from the apple tree in this one. Now, in true crappy person fashion, Anthony has, had these interesting conversations and letters and whatnot from jail. He is, of course, trying to blame his wife on this. It's her fault. She did this. Chris Watts stuff all over again. Now, he is going to be back in court again on February 25th. This case has been moving very slow, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of traction takes place with it. Now, another case that has been going on for, I guess, 16 years has been Scott Peterson, and he was back. Now, if you haven't followed that or whatever, so Scott Peterson is going to be getting a new penalty phase trial. He has been in San Quentin. He was awaiting, Old Sparky for a very long time. Well, now that's off the table until he goes back and has a new hearing. Now, at the status hearing that they were just recently at, Peterson gave up his right. He, said, I do not need a speedy trial for this. And so they were doing all that. Now, one of the reasons that he's doing this, it's been said, is because he also has all this other stuff going on with the guilt phase of his case. And they're looking at sending that back and reviewing that to see if they're going to give him an entirely new trial. Which, I honestly kind of think they're going to end up doing it. Not that I have insider information on that, but just looking at what they're going to be presenting, I'm like, we might have to fasten our damn sofa seatbelts on this one. Now, as far as that goes, though, his lawyers are alleging that, one of the jurors lied and she didn't disclose, that she had all this stuff going on. That yes, she was involved in a case and a lawsuit and all the stuff and a victim. And so they were like, we never would have, let her on the jury. And so that's where I'm just like, well, yeah, how's that going to play out? So again, he wants to just sit here and kind of waive the speedy trial because it's like, well, I might get an all new thing altogether, a new trial altogether, and then that's going to be the penalty phase. It's just, we might not need that. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. He is going to be back in court again on April 27th, so we're just going to hang tight for that. And now, as far as I'm concerned, for the damn grand finale, the winner of just crappy parent, spouse, human being of the year, woo, it's going to Leticia. Hey girl, we see you. Y'all, it wasn't going to take a damn rocket science to tell you that the competency hearing, evaluation, whatever you would call it, she passed all checks to go. You know what I'm saying? She is found competent to stand trial. Now, this is the second one that she's had. Now, again, we can sit here and be like, we all know in layman's terms, she ain't right. She is crazy, okay? But legally, no. 100% she knew what she was doing. 100% she tried to hide that. 100% that poor child, Gannon, suffered at her hands. And then she tried to cover it up. And then got on the damn TV with that condescending, holier than thou, just turning her nose up at everyone for even thinking she could have had something to do with this. So, there's that. Now, she has been obviously incarcerated this whole time, and the first competency evaluation was like, nope, she's good to go. And then the second one was like, nope, she's good to go. It's been slowed down with COVID. She's been doing all sorts of turned up stuff, y'all. When they were transporting her back after she had just, gone out of town, let's call it what it is, fleeing, she attacked an officer. She said that she's been receiving threats in her peanut butter. Just crazy stuff, y'all. Crazy stuff. And at the center of it is what happened to that poor child under her care. I can't imagine what she has put that family through, and obviously what she put that poor boy through. My God, can you imagine making a simple mistake in that household, especially when the father, say, was not around and she was left to her own devices where she could do what she wanted to do? It's horrible. I just shudder to think what he suffered at her hands. Now, her preliminary hearing has been set for March 11th and 12th, and here the prosecution, they're gonna present evidence about do we have enough to go to trial, and I'm just like, well, don't hold your breath, because I can pretty much give you a psychic prediction right now. You don't have to call the 800 number and pay $1.99 for a minute. I'm going to give this one on the house. She's going to trial. Now, y'all, I've linked some articles down below if you want to read more into this stuff or whatever. I appreciate all of you watching. We are totally going to be following these cases. Thank you again. Thank you to all the mods, the subscribers, the Patreons, and the viewers. I really appreciate it. I love reading your comments and hanging out with you in the comment section. So drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. And thank you again, and I'll talk to y'all next time.